Just like not move at all. Like it'd be like perfect.
It's gonna be hard for me to do.
Welcome back to the Queen's Yanks channel. I appreciate everybody coming back for another installment of Where Would They End Up At? And this player, unlike all the other players on the list thus far, is a little unique because he is still technically under contract with the club. All the other players have not been. And unless you've lived under a rock this past weekend, you know that Cristiano Ronaldo has requested a transfer from Manchester United. So that said, CR7 needs no introduction whatsoever. Uh, let's just play a good guessing game, and these are my 5 most likely landing spots for Cristiano. And these are not to do anything. These are my 5 honest picks on where I think he's going to end up at. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. At number 5, I have Real Madrid. Could this really happen? It feels right, but at the same time, it doesn't. This is the only team in my top 5 that I think it has to happen, but at the same time, I feel like there's just absolutely no way this really happens. At this point, Ronaldo needs Madrid more than they need him. And that's why I'm not sure how likely this actually is to happen. The team has thrived without him. They won the Champions League without him. There's no point in it at this point. However, from a business standpoint, it does seem like it would be a no-brainer with the revenue Ronaldo's sales would bring in. Plus, Benzema is older than a lot of people think. He turns 35 this year, and with aging goal producers, at what point do they fall off at? So, if there's one thing Ronaldo does bring, it is goal production, and it may end up being a good signing if they end up making this transfer, and depending on if he falls off or not with Benzema. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I give this a straight 50-50 chance because I just feel like I have no idea what the odds of this happening are. There could be 0% chance or this could be 100% chance. What do you guys think? How likely do you think this is? So moving on to number 4, I've got PSG. I know, but hear me out for a second. Icardi has not exactly lit it up. He had a decent run in 2020 when he was on loan with PSG, but his last truly decent season was about 5 years back. And at a number 9 at a club like PSG, you're going to need a little bit more production. You expect a PSG number 9 to have a lot more. You expect Zlatan, you expect Cavani, but you don't expect Icardi. So keep that in mind because Ronaldo has said in the past that he is a 9 at this point in his career, even though. Yes, number 7, yes, but you know what I mean by 9. But I don't know. You get the added benefit of seeing the 2 GOATs of our lifetime play together. This was, of course, flirted with a few years back, but how likely do you think PSG are to be in the CR7 sweepstakes? Money talks, and PSG has no shortage of money at this point. And if Neymar is possibly on the way out, they are going to need more of a name power to get some people in there. I don't know. I'll leave that for you in the comments to decide. So at number 3, and if you watch my videos, I like to have a wild card at number 3, a place that I actually see is happening. And although this club is no underdog or no wild card by any means in terms of the previous videos. But compared to the giants that are on this list, they definitely are a smaller club, and that is Sporting. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I do think Cristiano Ronaldo will eventually retire where his career began at Sporting. So he wants Champions League football, and Sporting can give him that. But there's a big one here. Although this would be the sunset ending, what's working against this from happening, in my opinion, is they realistically have 0% chance of winning the Champions League. In fact, I would say at peak performance, they make it past the group stage, and that is it. And for that reason, I don't see this happening. I think CR7 wants to win the Champions League. The story's there, but does he want to be there? I don't know. So what do you guys think of him? Possibility of a Ronaldo Sporting reunion. So I will say this, the top 2 teams on my list, I 100% believe he will end up at one of these 2. Which one of the 2 I obviously have a leaning toward one, but I can see either of these 2 happening. So let's go ahead and get right into it. There is a huge Champions League giant with a number 9 spot open. Enter Chelsea. Lukaku is off to Milan, which honestly is the best for both sides. And Captain America, Christian Pulisic, does seem to have a likely move from Chelsea this summer. So there's going to be a little bit of money to spend. And London is a little bit more of an attractive place than Manchester. No offense, Manchester fans. And I think it's more suiting for a star like Cristiano. And with Liverpool possibly in a slight decline, I think the number 2 spot is free for the taking next year. Man City could fail with moving on from their false 9, but that's highly unlikely. Realistically, Man City is going to win the Premier League next year. But I do think number 2 is wide open, and if Chelsea does get Cristiano Ronaldo, I think they are the head above everyone else favorites to finish as second. If not for my number 1 team, I think this would be a shoe-in. And I do think this is a highly likely, I would give this around an 85% chance of happening. So what team, if we're going to move on to my number 1 spot, if there's a team out there that just had a legendary striker get disgruntled and possibly on his way out, a team that's possibly flirting with being the best team in the world, that's Bayern Munich. And with the addition of Mane, the team would be a force in the Champions League with Cristiano Ronaldo. And I think they would be an early favorite to win it if they're not already up there at the top 2 or 3 spots. The only way I see this not happening is if Cristiano Ronaldo does not want to play in Germany. I have no idea what his thoughts and feelings are toward playing in the Bundesliga or living in Germany. That is the only way I see this not happening. And if he's obviously against it, he's going to Chelsea. It's going to be one of these 2 teams. Mark my words, come back to this video and talk crap if he doesn't end up going to one of these 2. So that is my list. Who did I severely overrate in this list? Who did I not include that should have absolutely been included? And just for the record, Manchester United was not included in this list because we are doing this on the assumption that he is leaving. So before you start saying Manchester United, he's staying, remember that. So that said, leave a comment below. Please leave a like. That helps us out tremendously. Subscribe. And hope everybody stays safe out there and everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week.